Okay, good morning, everyone. Let's call the meeting to order. I want to start with the program. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 53rd annual meeting of KenolKobil Limited. Let me take this opportunity to introduce my board of directors and other officials of the company. Maybe I start from left with Mr. Daniel Donye, a director of KenolKobil. We are expecting an additional director, Mr. James Mathenge. I think he's probably held up in traffic, but he's expected here. Then Mr. David Ohana, as you all know, David Ohana is the general manager of KenolKobil Kenya. Mr. Patrick Kondo is, Patrick, can you stand so they see you? Our regional manager and export, regional and M&A manager. Okay, let me go to my right-hand side. Sorry. Okay, on my right-hand side we have Miss Evelyn Kariuki. She's the Kenya Marketing and Business Development Manager. Then we have Mr. George Mwangi. I'm sure you all know him, who has been with us for many, many years. And he doesn't look like a real meze. George Mwangi is again regional manager and regional and export manager. We have Isaac Gachuria, who is the assistant general manager, KenolKobil Kenya. And then we have Wilson Wambugu, who is the KenolKobil Kenya operation and the project development manager. On my right side, we have Ms. Pat Lai, who you all know. She's the group finance director. Okay, maybe should I introduce you guys? Okay, and I have, of course, and I have the company secretary, Winnie Jumba, on my left, right hand, and of course, Peter Ngao, who you know is PwC, KenolKobil auditor. Okay, thank you all. I now call upon the secretary, Winnie, to read the summary of proxies received and confirmed the quorum for today's meeting.
Good morning, everybody. For the summary of proxies, we have received 17 proxies. And if I could just quickly go through the summary, we have the proxies from Cherry Holdings Limited in favor of the chairman, Highfield Limited in favor of the chairman, Venichand Wagi Gosrani in favor of the chairman, Energy Resources Capital Limited in favor of Ms. Pat Lai, Wells Petroleum Holdings Limited in favor of Ms. Pat Lai, Sadia Karimbaks Effendi of Petroleum Holdings Limited in favor of Pat Lai, Joachim Maganga Mwa Kulila in favor of Maureen Maganga, Dan Were in favor of Mildred Ambassa, Evans Oluthe in favor of Emma Akinyi, Ezekiel Chitere in favor of Peter Zakeo, Roy Peter in favor of Zipporah Mwikali, James Karwinu in favor of Monica Wagikuyo, Gerald Gichamba in favor of Amos Gichamba, Julius Mungai in favor of Eunice Mudoni, Penina Waikwe Washira in favor of Joyce Njeri, Naomi Kiare in favor of Linda Ndambi, David Mwangi in favor of Ian Githungi, and Anthony Ndambi in favor of Edwin Moses. At the start of the meeting, at the registration desk, we had registered 120 members for this meeting, and I can confirm that we have a quorum to conduct this meeting.
Winnie, thank you. Having confirmed that we have the quorum present, I declare the meeting properly convened and constituted. May I now request the Secretary to read the notice convening the meeting? Winnie?
I believe we all have our reports, and the notice is found on page 3 of the printed report, and I will read. Notice of Annual General Meeting. Notice is hereby given that the 53rd Annual General Meeting of the company will be held at the Hilton Hotel, Nairobi, Kenya, on Friday, 27th April 2012 at 11 a.m. Agenda, ordinary business. 1. To table the proxies and note the presence of a quorum. 2. To read the notice convening the meeting. 3. To receive the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2011, together with the reports of the chairman and group managing director, directors, and auditors thereon. 4. Dividend. A. To confirm an interim dividend of Kenya shilling 0.57 per share, which was paid during the year in respect of the financial year ended 31st December 2011. B. To consider and approve a final dividend of Kenya shilling 0.43 per share for the year ended 31st December 2011, payable on or about 15 May 2012 to the shareholders on the register of members at the close of business on 2nd May 2012, and to approve the closure of the register of members from the close of business on 30th April 2012 to the close of business on 2nd May 2012, both days inclusive, for the purpose of processing the dividend. 5. To approve the director's remuneration as indicated in the financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2011. 6. Re-election of directors. A. To re-elect Mr. P.N. Jacobson, a director retiring by rotation in accordance with the company's Articles of Association and the Capital Markets Authority guidelines on corporate governance practices by public listed companies in Kenya, and being eligible, offers himself for re-election. B. To re-elect Mr. J.G. Mathenge, a director retiring by rotation in accordance with the company's Articles of Association and the Capital Markets Authority guidelines on corporate governance practices by public listed companies in Kenya, and being eligible, offers himself for re-election. 7. To note that Messrs. PricewaterhouseCoopers continue in office as auditors by virtue of Section 159, subsection 2 of the Companies Act, Cap 486, and to authorize the directors to fix their remuneration for the ensuing financial year. This was issued by order of the board, signed by the company secretary on the 28th February 2012. There were notes that were appended to the notice, and I think we can all see them from our reports.
Thank you. Item 3 of the agenda is to receive the financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2011, together with the report of the chairman and group managing director and the reports of the directors and auditors thereon. 1. Ladies and gentlemen, the report of the chairman and group managing director is presented on page 4 and 5 of the financial statement circulated to members through emails and posted on the company's website. And now you got even some copies here. Unless anyone has any objections, I would recommend that we take the report of the chairman and group managing director as read. Before we consider the director's report, I wish to present some of the highlights to you of my statements. Okay? So I just quickly go through the highlights. And I wish to draw your attention to some interesting facts, or I would say performance indicators of this group. For the first time ever, this group in 2011 exceeded sales of 3 million cubic meters. We had an increase of actually 56% in sales volume. Net sales went up over 100%, actually 119. Gross profit went up 62%. Gross profit as percentage of net sales actually came down from 7.5 to 5.5, and we'll explain to you at later stage. It's mainly due to the trading activities, whereby, as you recall, I mentioned several times, it's high volume, low margins per unit, so of course it brings down the GP as percentage of the net sales. GP was up mainly due to strong trading activities, retail, resale, gas, LPG, aviation, export, non-fuel, very much, lubricants. EBITDA went up 77%, and for you to take note, earning before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization, 77% up. Net profit was up by, actually, in absolute numbers, 2.1 billion Kenyan shillings. Profit after tax about 71% up. I want to draw your attention to the total assets base of the group grew by 51.4%. Another point which I want you to take note of, that the group has changed its fixed assets valuation policy to historical, and actually 2011 is represented as such, and 2010 is restated in line with historical valuation. Challenges, and that's something I covered in my statement. Challenges are always there, and we all know, especially in our market, in the oil industry. I would say that this team sitting in front of you and the biggest team behind us actually likes it. So it keeps us on our toes and trying to always become more creative, more innovative, more ahead of the market and, of course, the situation. It's not always easy, but that's what we are trying. As regards to oil prices, what I said there in the statement, that high level of oil prices have been with us during the year under review. We project same levels, and we may even see escalation to new highs. No one knows. Actually, we've said it several times on fundamentals, supply and demand, the market should be even weaker, but you know, there are so many other aspects that are influencing the market, and oil prices seems to be holding, and let's hope there would be no geopolitical surprises that may take these oil prices to new levels. The board decision to increase group total storage capacity has been crystallized, not completely, but we are in the process of crystallizing it. And this year we brought on board the Dar es Salaam terminal, Bujumbura terminal, Lubumbashi terminal, Jinja depot. In Lusaka we are building a new storage facilities in our own depot. Expanding and developing the trading desk, I'm sure you are aware of it, and we try to keep you well informed. We opened two trading desks, one in Harare and one in Dar es Salaam. Both of them are run by traders, Kenyans, well trained and qualified to run the new two trading desks under the African trading desk. We continue to invest in LPG gas storage, filling plants. As you recall, we opened Kampala, we opened Kigali, sometime back we opened Nairobi long ago. We have in the pipeline Lusaka, which is actually under construction. We have Kisumu in the pipeline, a bigger one, much bigger than the Nairobi. And we actually increasing, we found it necessary to increase the Kigali depot. So we are just now in the process of doing so. During the year, we launched a brand building campaign across the group, dubbed Life is a Journey. I'm sure you all have come across it. It has been a lot in Kenya. And I think we have managed to gain substantially out of it. In Kenya, we all probably have seen quite a number of campaigns. The Deal Poa, the K-Gas Waka Waka, the K-Card, the special pricing discounts which we are running on Sundays, and we just introduced on Wednesday. So we are trying to, to come closer to our customers in all sorts of marketing activities. I covered the IT issue. As you recall, we invested a lot in Oracle Management Information System. We managed to launch in 2011 the same in Uganda, Zambia, Tanzania, in addition to Kenya, Rwanda. We are in the process of doing the same in Ethiopia. So that's another area of focus of this management. I did refer to what we believe as a board in respect of the African economic future, and the board and the management holds a strong view of the economic future of Africa, and in particular, the countries we operate, and I would say in particular, Central, Eastern, and Southern East Coast Africa. We strongly believe in the future of these markets. We continue to position KK as the leading oil marketer in the whole region, and I think we are making a headway. We are already developing it nicely. Looking forward into 2012, we have already noticed the negative effect of the forward exchange contracts we took, and I draw your attention to the financial report where there is a reference to these derivatives, which is in the statement of comprehensive income. As you recall, the company board has had a policy in respect of the exchange, and it seems like this board policy on the exchange, has not been beneficial to KenolKobil, and especially in such a erratic and dramatic move of the Kenyan shillings. So what we are actually realizing in the first quarter, and seems to be even in the early part of the second quarter, that this exchange or forward cover on exchange rate is hitting us, and of course there is a reference to that in the financial report, in the notice, in the statement of comprehensive income. Okay, I'm through with my highlights, and these all points I mentioned now actually are already in my statement. So I heard you, if you have not read it up to now, even after the meeting, you should read it, so you'll be able to understand the market better. Okay. The report of the directors is presented on page 14 of the financial statement. Unless anyone has any objections, I would recommend that we take the report of the directors as read. And before we consider the financial statements, I will first request the representatives of the auditors to read the auditor's report.